Vanilla Racing Broadcast, episode 17. We're here in the studio with not Jason Crane nor what's our other guy, Chase Stallo. Screw that guy. And
you've got the A-team tonight.
We got the A-team, and we normally start out with some Ashton Hamill band, Another Year Unknown, but today we start with this. That's a really good intro song. Crazy. I'm joined by the legend himself, Danny Stuart, 164 Moto Limelight, the famous Jimmy D 125 video guy. That's still your claim to fame. It's been 13 years, I think, Danny Stu. Almost 2 million views per video of Jimmy Decotis there on Moto Limelight, D Stu 164 edits. And I finally have you here in Nampa, Idaho on the Vanilla Racing Broadcast. Welcome to the studio.
I mean, that's my claim to fame. I guess I am the guy who made the Jimmy D videos, as you're seeing right there. I feel like even there was a while where I thought I was making some cool stuff, but none of that ever mattered. This video right here, which is painful to watch, I knew nothing about a camera. Auto everything. And actually, Nick Batten was there that same day, and he shot video, and his footage was better. I knew nothing about cameras.
How many views does Nick Batten have on his video, though?
It wasn't in general.
All right. Then we got Taco down at the end. Carlos Esteban Short. Ladies and gentlemen, coming out here for the opening round of the AMA Arenacross series, taking place just 15 minutes from my house/studio here. It's very warm in this studio because it is Idaho in the wintertime.
It's 7 degrees.
Welcome. You're all the way from North Carolina?
Yes, Charlotte, yes.
And he just got here. You drove here. You didn't fly here. You drove here.
It was just a mile, 36 hours. Not a big deal. Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah. Well, we did get a couple hours at a hotel at one point because we were getting delirious on the road, and we had the Champ's bike in the back, so we had precious cargo.
The Champ's bike.
Yeah.
You had it in the back.
Yeah. So.
Do you still have it in the back?
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah, it's still there.
Wait, why isn't it right here? I mean, I love this
we
Honda.
Set it up here. There's actually a display bike I forgot in the back too.
Oh.
We could have put it.
I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. I love the Honda E2 Gringer bike. This is a great entry-level bike, and it was nice and shiny, so I put it out here for everybody to see tonight.
Nice.
But Kyle Peters' bike would have looked pretty sick in here.
I didn't think of that. Actually, that thing fits you, actually. You need to get on that.
That's kind of why I put it out here. I figured Danny could go race Arenacross on this weekend.
There actually is a display bike for Arenacross in the van also. So I forgot.
So wait, what are you doing driving Kyle's bike out? What's up with that?
All right, so usually Lasting Impression, Jason, and Bitterman's team take my bike for me to the races. They're my buddies. Don't charge me nothing because it's hard to afford it. And they have a trailer break this season, so they couldn't fit my bike. And I called Heath Harrison from Phoenix Honda. I said, hey, can you get my bike to the first 2 rounds? Can I put it in the van? I'll drive the van if I have to. Well, I was hoping Heath would say, yeah, we'll take your bike for you. Don't worry about driving. But Heath calls me. He goes, all right, you're driving to Idaho. And I go, oh, okay. Okay, I got this. And that's how I had to get my bike to these first 2 rounds, and the rest we'll figure it out from there.
Did Kyle say thank you yet?
Oh, he's been a little bit appreciative of me so far, but I actually have him doing a parts run for me in the morning, and he's running by my grandmother's and getting some jets and wheel bearings that I need for tomorrow.
And he
Jets?
gets to fly, though.
Yeah, he's flying them. Oh,
Jets?
first class.
What do you mean jets? What are you
Jets.
running 2-stroke or something?
Jets, 2-stroke riders. Yeah.
I know why you're riding a 2-stroke, though. Let's tell the people. There's a $10,000 2-stroke purse at the opening round of the AMA Arenacross series here this weekend. And you're going to get what place?
We're shooting for a podium. You know?
All right.
We're shooting for a podium. But yeah, so they have, I believe it is the first round, Friday. And then I believe Daytona. They're doing the first weekend Daytona and then Vegas, I believe.
This Friday night in Boise.
Yeah.
And the first Friday night in Daytona, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
No Vegas?
No Vegas.
Okay. So anyways, there's the two-stroke only classes. And I have a 2-stroke. I'm not that great at riding it, but, I figured let's go for that.
All right, hold on. Don't let him sell himself so short here. I was at Club MX last week. I watched this man hit some whoops. Can we just, insert video
Absolutely.
right here?
If you got
All
the
right.
video to give me, let me see it.
On outdoor suspension.
Cue it up.
Boom. Whoa!
Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear that? Let's hear it here. For the people who didn't hear it,
What?
let me hear you reenact it.
Wow.
No, come on. But it was solid, I think.
He was sending it?
Well, that was good, wasn't it?
I thought it was great, Taco.
I felt, on the two trick, you feel like you're going fast. You know, no matter what gear you're in, what RPM, you just feel like you're setting records.
And some people actually are going fast. Taco, on the other hand, is in the feels fast category, which is fine. He's hoping to, work with consistency. Not also your strong point, though. I've seen a few times where you've tried to make some passes and
we get a little loose,
They go down. They go south.
Well, like we talked about, Danny, the format change in the Arenacross series has made it a little more cutthroat as far as, a semi-race or an LCQ, you have to win to get into the main. So, it's not, before it was a 6th place in a heat race or a 4th place in a LCQ. Now it's like you have to win. So, we're going for the win because we want to be on the A main gate there, buddy.
Well, I have really good news for you.
Yeah.
Between round 1 and 2, you literally don't have to drive anywhere because the second round is this Saturday night. So it's Friday and Saturday night here in Boise, dude. So you're going to save some gas money before you have to drive all the way to, Madison, Wisconsin next weekend?
No. So luckily, KP's mechanic Rob is taking the wheel from here. Yeah, and I'm able to fly home at least. So it's like, all right, I got to do the mission to get there. Try to have some good results on the track, and then I'm flying out.
Are you going to upgrade with your purse money from the 2-stroke race?
We're running what is it? The middle seat in the back. That's all we could afford.
No upgrade, dude. Let's save that money. I like it. Cool.
KP, he'll be first class. With a latte probably.
Let's say KP did hop in on this drive.
Yeah.
How much do you think he would have driven?
Oh, he was absolutely against driving it because I told him, I said, we should do this together and make like a vlog out of it. He says, absolutely not. He says, I don't drive. He says, I just show up, and I'm going racing. I said, you are the champ.
If he did come with no miles logged is what you're saying.
Oh, no.
None.
He wouldn't have gotten the van. Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure, like I said, he'll fly first class and leave Kennedy and his dad back with the general admission.
Hey, I hate to say it. I do the same thing. Hey, I'll see you in a bit, Aubrey. You got the 2 kids? All right. See ya. Hey, speaking of Danny Dad over here, you also have 2 kids. Is that why you were so forgetful today? Normally, I have my camera right here that I get to look at, and now I just have no camera to look at. So I feel very awkward. I don't know what to do. I'm kind of off my game tonight, and it's all because you left my tripod at the stadium.
Oh. Well, I was hungry, and you mentioned that this was very nice of you, but you said that you would leave a plate of dinner for me in the kitchen
taco.
for when I got here.
And taco.
And when I read that there was food waiting for me, it was like...
You forgot. You actually did pull it out of there.
I was
he
out
pulled
in
it out of
a
there,
hurry.
didn't even wave at me. He was just, I got to go. See you there. I'll send you the address.
And then on top of that, I heated the studio for us, okay? And then Danny decided to open the studio garage doors and let all the cold air in, and hence it's 28 degrees in here.
It should have been for 30 seconds, but numbnuts here parked at the house across the neighborhood, and I'm waving to him.
Did you actually try to go into someone else's house?
No, just I was looking at the directions, and then I thought I seen the same truck, and I didn't realize it was even a cul-de-sac here. So I parked, and I get out, and I'm like, where are you at? And he goes, look, I'm waving. And I was like, I don't see you waving. And I didn't realize there was a whole cul-de-sac with your house here. Yeah.
Cool.
So we didn't freak the neighbors out too much, I don't think.
Too bad. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a random blank van, North Carolina plates with dirt bikes in the back. Hey, y'all. All right, so let's get back to Arenacross talking a minute. I want to talk about a current event. Joey Savatgy went on a tear this past week about not being able to drop back down to the 250 class in Supercross. Now he's allowed to for motocross. Just Supercross won't let it happen. Him and Shane McElrath are the only 2 people that aren't allowed to drop down, even though they've changed the rules to allow anybody to stay in that class. Got a ton of views. Kind of curious what you guys' thought process is on it. Are you with them or against them?
Did he start this question with, let's get back to Arenacross?
No, I said we'll get back to Arenacross.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I was like, are they coming to race this weekend?
Waiting for how this was
Oh, no.
segue.
Oh, no. So, yeah, Joey Savatgy here this weekend in the 2-stroke class.
Yeah.
Taco, I'm sorry.
Honestly, as a racer myself, I think it's okay if you want to go back down to the 250 class, because I feel like once you're in a premier level of the 450, why would you? It's funny, I was actually talking to him because they have an AB All-Star class this weekend. I'm like, should I race that? But then I feel like you're almost like downplaying yourself a little, you know what I mean, to essentially go down to something like that. So I don't know why they would like to do that. I know Phil doesn't. I think actually I don't think Phil likes the 250.
It's for a job, though. Like,
yeah.
let's put it in perspective. You worked your whole life since you're 4 years old.
I get you now. Yeah, now you say
and,
that. Yeah,
you know, and you have great success in the 250s. They kick you out to 450s. Right now, there's not any jobs.
Okay.
Like, okay, now you've worked your whole life. That you're at the tail end of your career, perhaps. Mm-hmm. You're losing money. Like, you can't do anything. Like, luckily, he signed with Triumph. I'm sure he's getting some kind of salary, waiting until outdoors, helping him test, do whatever. But think about how much more money he could make by racing 250 Supercross this year, right? He could probably get some wins, potential championship. Like, you could be talking $1 million+ in the tail end twilight years of his career.
Yeah.
It's almost a slap in the face too. Like, I get you're in the 450 class. Should you drop back down? Probably not. But
if you
at
want
the same
to,
time, it's a professional freaking class.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're 29 or 18.
Yeah.
250 and 450 Supercross class, open game in my opinion. So I don't know. I personally think it's.
I don't know anything on the situation. I actually just saw where he posted like, "Oh, I'm bringing this from Twitter to Instagram right now." That's all I've seen so far. That's as much as I know, and I can 100% understand why he would want to. And I'm curious to know, on the other side, what's their reasoning for not allowing it.
Yeah. Well, the steering committee, which is, I guess, apparently I'm sure you read his message, but he just basically said the team managers all got together and voted against allowing it to happen. And even if I'm those team managers,
yeah.
I mean, that's his post. That's what he's
saying.
Of course, is that true?
Yeah.
I don't know. So like, I would actually like to know from, say, Pelletier's reasoning.
Yep.
Why it can't happen. So
and do you think it's AMA and Feld or just AMA?
I mean, I started this off with I haven't been paying. I don't know much about it.
Yeah, there's always a lot to say about the AMA and the Feld of what they're doing.
Right.
And, you have no.
Look at
you have no. Remember what is it? The Bobby Piazzi thing with the revving in the pits. They shut him down for that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a bunch of
bunch of hoopla.
Yeah.
Is he allowed to drop down? Is he allowed to drop down for the nationals? And
yes.
Okay.
So the national outdoor rules are different than Supercross. So yes,
so they made them separate rules now. See,
they've always been separate rules. So like if you pointed out in Supercross 250s, you've always been able to race outdoors. But anyways, they changed the rule in Supercross now. There's no point out rule. So that's why it's like Phil and there's a lot of people that are able to drop back down.
Yeah.
But yeah, they said him and Shane, nope. And it sucks because they are title contenders in the 250 class.
Yeah.
So again, just think about their age and how much more money they could make. They don't have another 3 or 4 years making that kind of dough. So I don't know. I just for that reason alone, I really side with Joey because again, when you work your whole life to get to where you're at and you're basically sidelined, healthy, can't make the money that you should be.
I mean, I can say 100% side with Joey and understand why he wants to. And yeah, like I said, I'm just curious. I would like to know the reasoning.
A little more context.
I almost feel like I don't need to know the reasoning. Like I'm sure they might have.
Because I can't think of a reason why.
Yeah.
So I'd like to know, what am I not thinking of here?
Unless, like you said, the other teams are just scared that they're going to come in and beat them.
But I mean, at last year though, Mitch Payton could have very much benefited to have said yes.
One of them, yeah.
Like he needed someone like Joey to be able to step in.
Yeah.
Could have probably clocked off some extra race wins.
Yeah. He's had a lot of injuries.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Sidelining those two guys kind of sucks. But speaking of sidelined, one of the main Arenacross class guys is out this year, right, Danny? Jace Owen.
Yeah, that stinks. Definitely a name I was excited to see. When we were doing the Amsoil Arenacross together a few years ago, I was camera guy then, and he was ripping number 5 on the Honda Tylube team there. That guy was fast, and I think that he rides with confidence, and wherever his confidence level is where his speed and intensity is. What we've seen from him at Supercross, I don't think is a reflection of how good he can be. So I was interested to see him get back in Arenacross, back in the limelight, be the bigger fish in the little pond, and run with it. And like I like KP, but as the camera guy, I was excited to see some
them going
really
at it,
good racing because
they'll go at it.
Well, even take the camera guy part away, even as a fan.
Yeah,
the more dudes you can have that could win a race. Taco, where do you fit in that picture? You battling you in the mix?
No, I'm just trying to get out of their way. If I can be in the main, they're coming around me. Much respect to obviously Jason KP, but yeah, I heard from Phil that he had a big one, a big get off at the World SX, and was knocked out and pretty hard, and I think busted up some ribs. So he at least posted a snap. That he was.
Is he back home yet?
No, I believe he's still there.
Oh my gosh.
I said I'll pray for him and everything. He at least responded, so he's somewhat there. But yeah, I heard he had a big one.
Well, hope you're all right, Jace.
Yeah.
Sad you're not here this weekend. I bet he'd probably be here with us right now. He'd be sitting on the Honda.
Yeah, but
I
didn't
twisted
hear
his arm to get him out here.
I didn't hear much about him riding this at all. Like, what was he riding?
So it was in the works for a little while, and it had just gotten confirmed like right before his wreck.
Yeah.
So I texted him like, "Hey, dude, I can't wait to see you this weekend."
Yeah.
Because like I said, it was on the fence about maybe happening.
Yeah.
And then right when I texted him all stoked about it happening, he's like, "Dude, I actually am in the hospital right now, and I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but
yeah, it's a big one, I guess, and it's obviously Australia, so I don't know how that works as far as.
Well, I think it's free healthcare there at least. So
is it?
Yeah,
That's where I wasn't sure.
If I'm him, you just stay there as long as you can.
Usually, I know when they race overseas, I'm sure they have to sign some kind of an insurance, like a
maybe
temporary insurance.
Yeah,
but it's like,
hopefully he's on the 10th floor with a great view of Sydney Harbor, just checking it out.
I think the weather's good right now.
A nice little staycation.
Yeah, it is. It's summertime there.
Yeah, Phil said in the group chat he was mad. He says, I left summer to come back to winter, F this and that. And he was all mad because he lands in Charlotte and it was all cold. And then I think there were 14 hours, ahead of us.
Yep.
So he's like, can't figure out his jet lag. Like he's at 3 a.m. he's wide awake.
It's terrible. The trip to and from Australia has been brutal the few times I've done it. It's quite the long flight.
It's a mission to get there, right? Like it's just the flight. You gotta,
I think it's like 16 hours. If I remember from LAX, it's 16 hours.
Yeah, so you got to do like here to Cali and then Cali.
Yeah, well, and I used to live in Atlanta, so yeah, it'd be like 4 or 5 hours to LAX and then LAX over there. Unreal.
Ooh.
But I did a bunch of the Supercrosses over there.
You would fly to Australia from here.
you go to LA and then LA. Pretty much the only way you'd go to Australia is LA.
No, the planes will make it that far.
I asked that question for a friend, okay?
Yeah, of course.
I could tell he was wondering.
Speaking of Australian, though, we are partnering here with Vurbmoto with Gypsy Tales. March 9th, we're heading to Mesquite MX for the Gypsy 500. Dan, that's 500 minutes of riding. But the good news is you don't have to do it all by yourself if you don't want.
500 minutes.
It's teams of 4, up to 4. You can do it by yourself if you're badass. Taco, I imagine you do it by yourself. Myself, I'm going to try to recruit Danny. Maybe you, Taco.
How many hours is that?
With enough goose, I got this.
How many hours is 500 minutes?
I'm not doing
It's 8 hours, 20 minutes.
I was just going to tell him.
Yeah.
But hey, it's 20-minute lap times. So, and that's average. If you got me and Danny, you're probably going to be above average.
So is it a motocross track? Or
it's
is it like
6 miles of off-road
and
a motocross track. So it's 20-minute lap time. So you got it's a long lap. But, I'd prefer that because...
So definitely going to need a camelback.
Definitely going to need a camelback.
A couple goose, maybe a Cliff Bar, banana.
But you only got to do about one lap. It's not your whole team doing laps at once.
Oh,
you get to switch off. So like if you're like me, you're gonna have 3 other team members. I probably at best will do 1 lap per hour.
Yeah.
Probably more like one
maybe
lap every 1.5.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely not 2 an hour. Like it'll if average.
I was just thinking
come
about
on.
it. But no,
you don't have 40 minutes.
If average
20 minutes like a fast lap.
That's the average lap. Okay.
What's a Danny Stu lap?
I'm saying I don't know 25, 30 minutes.
If he said average.
On our first lap, I think Danny and
actually,
I are
when
average.
he calls me now, his profile picture when he calls me is actually him ripping a corner, and I go, "Dude, did you used to have it in?" He says, "Yeah, I used to be kind of a big deal."
He was fast. Me and Dan both were pretty quick.
I mean, he's dragging bars in the picture.
He's
Danny, dude, his
guy right here.
Danny can freaking lay it over.
I know.
I'll give him that. I never had that in me.
I'm just a turn track guy. That's it. I don't jump.
I've never been a good turning guy, because I'm just a big ogre. I'm just 6'3", all legs. I'm looking like David V out there on the 2-stroke, just whiskey.
He's a whoop monster now, though.
David V vibes.
I want to see this video. I'm excited. So anyways, vurbmoto.com/gypsy500. Danny, hopefully I can recruit you for my team. You too, Taco. I'm not sure where it falls in the Arenacross schedule.
Let's go.
Actually, it's the second Daytona round for Arenacross. You guys probably won't be there. I'll have to find new teammates now, but I liked the thought while we had it.
Wait,
Daytona's going to be a mission in itself.
Is it a Friday?
It's a Saturday.
It's
in Mesquite. You would that'd be a gnarly one. I know someone that likes to drive.
I'm gonna have to go to Daytona round 1 and then leave the state and then come back for round 2.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because
I understand.
Razzles is too close.
I understand why.
Yeah.
Yep.
You ever heard of Razzles?
Yeah, I've heard of Razzles.
Been there a few times.
Robbie Marshall.
Dan, I say you bust out your phone right now. Do you have it? I want to see the video. Show the people the video that you showed me earlier of Taco.
Oh, you.
I don't have my phone.
Oh, you don't have it? Is it posted online?
Oh, it's here. Never mind.
Let's see it, Dan.
Are we talking about approving the message?
Approving the message.
Is
dude.
this where
I want to hear
Is this
Taco.
where my clutch purse is bad?
No, this is just like what I just have queued up. So the next time you try to murder somebody on the track.
And I approve this. My name is Flying Taco Racing. I approve this message. Rubbins Racing, baby.
That's like just sorry, not sorry.
Hey,
That our interview was so professional.
Sorry, I didn't realize there was a turn there.
at Flying
a
Taco
clutch
on the
issue.
Instagram, y'all. Right down there. He's coming for that 5K win bonus this weekend.
Jared Lesher better watch out. My
Have
clutch
you
is going to
seen-
need adjustments.
Have you seen this guy try to pass anybody before? Like, I'm sure you've
Yeah, I mean, I watch all your
Listen,
videos.
we had a couple whiskey moments, okay?
a couple. So like, all right, when it's
You
the
know
LCQ,
the pressure of having to win or you're not making the main? It's a lot.
There's two LCQs.
It's a long way to drive Taco
Yeah.
to not make the main.
Yeah,
There's two LCQs, and
You know how
so
much money I spent on my credit or put on my credit card this week?
normally when there's an LCQ,
And you don't even have wheel bearings.
Taco. Did you ever not race an LCQ last year?
Yes, I won a semi.
Hell yeah.
That's impressive.
Yes.
I didn't know that happened.
It was actually a race that was kind of a little more given to me versus me giving races away. But yeah, I won one.
Hey, you win
Yeah.
some, you definitely lose a lot.
Well, video guy, how can people watch Taco this weekend? Is it still on Ride TV?
No, it's
No.
not on Ride TV anymore. The best way to watch it would be arenacross.allaccess.com, and that's where you're going to find some
And then you're gonna
exclusive
put-
interviews with.
Yeah, and you're going to put a discount
Taco
code.
himself.
Hold on. Discount code TACO23 at checkout.
Oh, dude, I'm in on that.
I don't know if you actually save money, but they said that I get $5 every time someone uses that
That's
code.
what's up.
So sign up.
I'm signing up tonight. I want to make
Say
sure
it-
Taco
say-
gets my
Say
5.
that again.
Use code TACO23 at checkout.
At where at? What URL?
ArenaCrossAllAccess.com. And they use a stellar picture of me. Clutch in, you know.
You don't
And that
have to
means
do
we
that.
can watch the race live if we're
Yep.
not there.
Watch it live.
Yep.
Watch the two-stroke race live, which that'll be the only way
We're
you
going to
can
be
watch it.
in the mix at 32-1.
Nice.
Me in there.
Ooh, I like it.
So Saturday,
we'll pair that for the show.
I will be there Friday,
That's good.
cheering you on. Saturday, it's my little girl's birthday, first birthday. Can't miss
You
that.
got it. Yeah, you can't miss that.
And then their bedtime's 7:00, which the overlap is a terrible
7.
thing.
That's an early one.
We're gonna see what happens at on Friday. Little guy hasn't ever stayed up past 8. He's gonna
He's
be
got
in for
8:30
it.
bedtime.
Dan's gonna have a hard time filming the mains.
My mom let me extend
He's
it
going
on
to
Friday
need a cup
nights.
of coffee
So
every
we're-
hour.
So let's get back to title contenders. We got Kyle Peters back, the reigning champ, and then Kyle Bitterman, who's another Southeast boy. I guess Kyle Peters is also a Southeast boy. I was gonna.
Yep.
But Bitterman, Vurb Classic, king of the Classic this past year at Next Level 101. As much as I like Kyle Peters, man, king of the Classic, dude. He was in shape. I think he's gotten even more in shape. Danny Stu said he's looking
He's
jacked.
ripping. He's ripping.
I did
Danny,
say that. This
as
is
Danny and I sat in the
definitely-
hot tub this morning
Yes.
together.
Together?
This is the best shape I've ever seen Kyle Bitterman.
Did you guys sit
in.
on the same time on the same side of the hot tub?
We
course.
did. Yeah, you gotta keep the cover closed to keep the heat in, to keep the man's power bill down. All right.
Yep.
There's no heat.
gotta do what you gotta
didn't
do.
Keep the heat in this garage, did you?
There's no heat here. Bitterman right now, the leanest and meanest he's looked. So he's coming into this series more prepared than ever.
Yep.
And
Bitterman's ripping.
he normally rides himself into shape throughout the season because he's, the working man. But this year was able to kind of set himself up a little bit differently. He's riding and training coming in. And I even asked him, I said, people call it the Kyle Peters series. What do you think about that? And he says, well, I mean, he wins a lot, but he's pretty confident that this year he's going to be able to definitely put a dent in those wins. And he's
And
looking good. But another one, his now teammate, Isaiah Clark, who last year came in just to race a few and was like, I don't know.
He was riding good last year.
I
too.
don't
He had
know
a
his
couple,
mindset, but
couple
he
crashes. Yeah.
he decided to stick around and actually race the whole series. So now he's coming in with intentions of being a title contender. But he's in an interesting spot, Taco. What do you think about being teammates with Bitterman, but training at Club MX with Peters?
Yeah. So obviously, I live in Charlotte, and Club Mex is down the street, and so is Next Level. So I've actually rode with both. They're all my buddies, and I go to Club, and Isaiah's there training, and I'm like, that's random because usually I believe he was at Albertsons or somewhere,
Reynolds.
or Reynolds, and then And then, like I said, yeah, he's riding good. The club supercross program is stacked. They put me in my own group, obviously, because I don't need to be out there on the track with those guys. Isaiah's riding good, though. But I believe he got an arm surgery this week or last week. Like I believe he was having some nerve pain.
Yeah, we were down there on the track, and he's talking to Kyle and I, and just like nonchalantly mentions like, "Oh yeah, this Friday I got to go in and get my arm operated on."
Yeah, he had like some cartilage or something in there that had to go get taken out that was pressing a nerve.
These fingers weren't working, and so he's just like, "Yeah, they're gonna go in."
Actually,
he pulls his sleeve up, and he's got this huge like thing, and like, yeah, they're just gonna
hematoma,
they're just gonna cut this out. And Kyle and I look at each other like,
okay,
look back at us. So actually, like, you think you're gonna be good in 1 week? And he's like, yeah, I think so.
Actually, good, me, Kyle, and Kennedy were at Chipotle the other day after riding, and Isaiah comes in randomly, and he was on the way to club, just getting back from his arm surgery, and we had just road club, and we're on the way back to Charlotte. And he's like, oh, yeah, just got it done. I'm like, are you racing? He goes, oh, yeah, I think I'll be good. And I go, okay. So we'll see how that goes, if, apparently it's going to help his nerve pain, but obviously it's fresh, so you never know. And
Danny, you would definitely be tough enough to soak that up, I think.
Yeah, I'd like.
I've seen you dislocate both shoulders at the same time.
You gotta put them back.
Get them back in, and then you kept riding.
Not at the same time.
I don't wish that pain on nobody.
Nah, it sucks.
I think I've seen you do both in one weekend, though.
That has happened. Yes. Yep.
You got the Robbie Marshall shoulders.
Sorry. Oh yeah, I got.
So where does Lesher stack up in here? I mean, we know it'll be atop the two-stroke class, but we're in the main Arenacross class. Where do we see Lesher?
Taco,
Lesher,
take this one.
like I said, there's so many guys on this list you showed me that
yeah, let's go through this list. We got Ryan Brees, Jared Lesher, Anthony Rodriguez. That's pretty badass. Rock River Yamaha, right? Devin Harriman, Preston Taylor, Isaiah Clark, Bailey Myers, Brighton Carroll, Baker, Kerr, Gardner, and my man Short here.
And then I believe
Short's not so short.
I don't see Cody Groves on here. I believe Cody Groves is
coming.
He? Yes. Yeah. And
I'm surprised he hasn't hit me up.
Obviously, Cody Groves is goes. I see him in a pro national. He puts it right in the gate.
He's fast as shit.
You know what I mean? And he's just nonchalant drinking beers right after. And
he's got the coolest van ever. Huh?
He's awesome. Like I said, I don't know him that well, but he's been, I believe, training at Shoals, which I go down there every now and then with Bitterman.
Yep.
And so apparently someone posted today that he's coming. That's a big boy. So that's where he's going to be throwing some elbows.
Yeah,
for
it's going to be a stacked-ass class.
Yeah. He's teammates with Wyatt Reimer on the Moto Nations.
Is he? Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. So that's what I mean. And that's where the whole setting of the Arenacross is going to change because, first main now is, by your position finish. And then,
let's walk through the whole format.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you guys changed it, I actually need to know.
Okay. All right, so it's the new format now that I'm not the biggest fan of.
But wait, by new you mean like this is year 2?
Wait, this is year 2 of this new format.
Oh, okay.
So do you know last year's?
I'm still tripping over the fact
I just don't like it. It's just way harder. As a guy who's
let's still walk through it though. Let's hear it.
So as a guy that's just trying to be in the mains, this makes it a lot harder to get in the mains. Okay.
But as a race spectator.
So you like the heat races?
It's like an LCQ.
Dude, I love it.
You like 8 guys in a heat race, and then the first 2 guys take off, and everyone else is riding around?
I love when you're looking down at the starting line, and one guy qualifies, and you see 4 dudes who could win the race. It's like, well, shoot, which one person on this gate is about to make it to the main? This is about to be good, because there's that much at stake every time the gate drops, so they're going for it.
It's a lot.
It's never just like, if 6 people qualified, after lap 3, everybody's happy because they've made it. Like they're gonna move on. Yeah, sorry, buddy, not cool. I want to see guys going for it till the checkered flag.
I disagree to a point, but we'll go over it. But anyway, so now you have 32 guys to the night show qualifying. You have 4 heat races.
Yep.
Okay, so they don't want any stacked heats. So it's stacked rows.
Yep.
So it's 8 guys.
Yep.
1 row. The position you have to finish is top 2. Okay, so 8 guys, top 2. Okay, yeah, not that bad. Well, old school Arenacross was obviously, you could be up to 16 guys on your heat, and 6 guys would go straight to the main. It's a lot easier to get a top 6 versus a top 2. Okay? And then now we have 2 semi races, which is weird. Okay, so you have 2 semis. You have to win your semi to make the main.
Okay.
Then it cuts down to
I love it.
2 LCQs.
Yep.
Not 1, 2. You have to win your LCQ. Okay, so it's a more cutthroat format, which is why sometimes you got to get a little whiskey.
Rubbin's racing, baby.
Yeah. And sometimes
You approve that message.
Rubbin's racing, but sometimes just the end result is not intended, especially when you're laying there also. But like I said, so the old format of a top 6 in a heat, and then your LCQ was a top 4 was way easier, and then it was 2 classes. Okay, hey, you made one, didn't make the other. So now our program is 1 class with 2 mains.
Yep.
And then the B main, which no one wants to be in, and then now
do you still win money in the B main?
Yes, you do still win money.
That's cool.
So it's still, you can be top 4, still get money and points.
All right, cool.
But obviously it's called the B main, which you know what I mean. They should have named it something else. But
everybody watches the B main at Motocross of Nations though, so maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe it's a good thing.
But anyways, the biggest wild card that's going on now is they're still doing the reverse start or the inverse start.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's where you have all these riders that are showing up this weekend, where like KP having a 12th gate pick versus these guys, right, is going to be a lot harder for him to get from there to the front.
Yeah,
kind of like in Prescott.
I think that's where we're going to see the biggest difference. Is last year, some rounds we'd have more riders than others, but normally KP or Bitterman
could
or
work
Clark
their way through.
Could get like whatever start, but by the end of lap 1 or 2, they're in like 4th and 5th.
right.
Yeah.
Because the field was big drop off after the top 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Not this year.
That's
No.
cool.
Like the second row start for the second main event, they're not just going to race up to 4th and then have the whole race to make.
It's going to be the whole race battle, where they're, even last year, Prescott Valley was same thing. You had, all the Supercross guys show up.
Yep.
And I believe, I don't know if that was the moto that B-Ray and KP got into it, or was that the first one?
I forget which moto that was. I think it was the second moto.
I think it was the second one, because KP won the first main, I believe, and then he had to back row it, and him and B-Ray come in hot, and I think he finished maybe 4th that main, I believe. So like I said, something like that will, all these riders will definitely change up points at the end of the season.
Yep.
Where it's harder for him to get from last gate pick to finish up,
And that's every round they do that?
yeah, every
That's
round.
cool.
Yeah, I believe they're doing the inverted.
How
every
cool would that
team.
be if they did that in Supercross?
That'd be wild,
Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
all the people who hate change would hate us for
Yeah.
saying that'd be cool, but I think
Oh,
we'd
and
be
then
pretty
on
damn
this
awesome.
talk about
podcast-
the greats.
On this broadcast, we always talk about the purists can go to hell. We're all about change, so I'm all for it. So, Taco, out with the old. We're the new format's here to stay.
We
dude.
just got to
I like
run
it.
with it, but
Yeah,
like
I
I said,
like
it's not ideal. But did he tell you about the greats also?
No.
So
I actually just found out about this
I
today.
found out. No one told us this until I think this week.
Okay.
Because me and KP rode. Let's see, we rode Monday, I believe.
Actually, that's funny. I was
We rode
I was
Saturday,
shooting
I'm sorry.
KP practice starts at club last week, and
we were doing dirt.
he was starting next
Yeah.
to the greats
Yeah,
to
so-
practice on dirt.
So I rode with him Saturday at club. That was the last day I rode because I had to travel across the country. But anyways, I see Bitterman post and he's practicing a start on a great, and I go, "Why are you doing a start on a great?" And he goes, "Oh, we're racing on greats now." And I go, "Well, no one's told us that. KP didn't know. No one knew." So then they're going to double stack greats.
Okay.
So which I believe they just did in some big race.
One
somewhere.
great to the next, huh?
Yeah. So we're gonna be, and then you think so KP like uses starting blocks.
Yeah.
So it's like an obstacle course to get
No.
from the back row.
Surely you can't use starting blocks
Yeah,
anymore then.
you can use starting blocks and greats.
All right.
I don't know.
It's like a little obstacle course. It's cool.
Change.
Probably be ramping the gate.
Hey, we'll see how it plays out. But also, kind of talking about the deeper field, not only is it going to have its effect in the inverted start, but before when there was, say, 4 or 5 fast guys, like, fast guys,
Yep.
you spread that out over 4 heats.
The
You
lap,
kind of
yeah.
know, like, all right, in this heat one,
These
it's
two.
Peters versus, like,
Yeah.
you kind of know Peters is going to win this heat. Now when you've got, you look at this list,
Yeah.
there's like easily 12 dudes who are all really fast. So now we're no longer going to have
Yeah.
that like
Instead of the 2
Looking
guys
at-
from the heat who are going to be, pretty much all those guys are in. Now it's going to be, where you still have a 3rd or a 4th guy who should be in.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, that's where even last year we had a couple scenarios where, let's say, a fast guy was in my semi this weekend, right? Or same thing, the one weekend, the fast guy would be in that semi.
Right.
So, or same with the LCQ. Sometimes you would have a stacked LCQ, but then you would have an easy one, but the way everything breaks down. So, a lot of times it was on luck. Even last year, like I said, there was a couple races where people, even me, I took myself and some guy out, and there was just people who just lucked into a transfer position,
And you're like, damn it.
I know. I almost
that's
feel
my
like
spot.
if I was lining up in an LCQ and I'm like, I don't know, I'm not really that confident, and then I see Taco there, it's almost like racing a mud race. Like, he's the equalizer because he's pretty much a grenade that's going to go off and probably take out about 3 dudes, and you get to just kind of.
Well, you like I said, you're
Taco the grenade, huh?
If it's an LCQ, we're coming in the first corner and I'm not in the lead, and there's someone and he's faster than me. I know I gotta hit that kid and pass him now before he's hits the next section and he's gone. We come in like a wrecking ball.
He does.
But obviously
I can't wait till Friday. This sounds great, Taco.
If it was one of
Who's the dude that you?
If it was one of my
slammed?
buddies, I wouldn't do it. If it was KP or KB, I'd let them slide.
But if it's Danny Stu, you're knocking him down.
Danny Stu, you're getting iced.
Yeah,
You're getting sent to the bleachers, buddy.
That's cool.
You better have your GoPro on for that one.
Who was the guy in Amarillo, and who was the one in Salem?
Which one's Amarillo?
Do you remember your victims?
Amarillo. Who's that?
You don't remember where you buried the bodies?
Is that Amarillo? Yeah. So one Barboa. Okay, so.
So are you guys buddies after that? Or?
No, he's not a big fan. This is an issue though where I have an issue too where I'd be out front in an LCQ or semi last year, and I would be riding in such a protective mode that I was just slow blocking everybody.
Like, you couldn't have gone any slower.
Instead of just, I was cutting down, I was being protective. No one's getting by me.
Yep.
Everyone's just on me. And
so you're Vince freezing it.
Yeah, and Barboa, I hear him on my left. I mess up in the whoops, and he's way smaller than me, but he was getting to the whoops way better. And I hear him on my left.
This size doesn't.
So I was assuming he was going to do the check and cut down and block me. So I literally just slowed down so he couldn't go under me. And then I realized he's going high. So I go, okay, let me just run up and block him. I'm just playing. And I run up to block him, and I'm so worried about blocking him, the berm washed off. And I washed off the backside of the berm and fell, and he hit me, and we both crashed. And Blake Smith, my buddy, rode right to the transfer. And I'm like, and Barbo was like, what? And I'm like, my bad, dude. I don't know.
That's like a sugar-coated way of saying he ran him up so high that Taco just basically never turned. His front wheel right
I
over
went
the
to
berm.
Turn, but we went to wash.
Yeah, he went to turn, but
You
he should have
filmed
turned
it.
10
You can
feet
see
ago.
it. Yeah.
I know. We'll play back the tapes. Here is Taco.
But
riding
like
way
I said,
too defensive, taking
exactly.
everyone out.
I definitely gotta, like I said, quit worrying so much about, let's say, winning or not, and just actually ride. Because I would get in a position where I was winning the race and I would mess it up.
But this all or nothing mentality won you the most impressive award you've ever received in your life.
Entertainer of the year.
Entertainer of the year.
I'm just here to get the people going.
He does it. He does it, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, you know who I'm going to be telling Brixton to watch this weekend? Taco, dude. I'm going to tell Brixton to follow him on Twitter.
And I'm two-stroking this weekend, so it's definitely going to get a little whiskey.
Two-stroke both classes.
Yeah.
With brand new wheel bearings.
Yeah, I couldn't fit my 250F in the rig. Yeah, so we had to pick one, and like I said, I figured I'd be able to hopefully the two-stroke class would be a little easier. So we said,
you have a roof. Why didn't you just put it on top?
I thought about that, but that would have probably took at least 2 miles per gallon fuel. So yeah, we're kind of tight. Mm-hmm. But that thing is deleted. It actually does get pretty good fuel mileage. It just sounds pretty loud while you're trying to sleep in it. Yeah, it sounds like a rattle can.
I don't even know what deleted means. That's cool. We'll talk about
like
that offline.
Diesel deleted.
I'll let these two talk about deleted.
Deleted. It sounds like a bobcat. It sounds like a bulldozer.
Wow, that's cool. People are like, what the hell is going on here? I think from a business perspective, I think it's really rad to see this list of names though, and even you guys being so excited about this, because I can't imagine the time, effort, and especially money that it takes to kick off a series like this and then even stay behind it. I don't know if it was a 3-year plan, 5-year plan, but I know how hard it is sometimes in that first year when the revenue's not coming in, the attendance isn't nearly what it is, you're not getting nearly as many people on the app, and then sticking through it. So I'm sure they're super stoked on seeing this entry list and knowing that the amount of people and racers that are this quality and this good, what that's going to do for their series and the eyeballs it's going to bring, and all the trickle down effect that happens to a good business plan. So congrats to your bosses, I suppose, of hopefully this second year running, because it definitely took quite a hiatus. So
Yeah, I mean, were you watching Arenacross a year ago?
well, I was because of you.
This time last year. Like, I feel like when Amsoil Arenacross was kicking off strong and Hayes got that championship, and then when, Feld and Arenacross,
Yep.
there was no more. I feel like the atmosphere of Arenacross, mixing it with Amateur Day.
Oh, you're talking about the AM base.
like Kicker Arenacross prior to Robbie
yeah.
kind of, bringing it back to life. He purchased it last year and
I like that
revamped it
series.
all. You liked it?
I like the tracks.
Yeah, a nice B-level track. Like, it wasn't anything that a real race fan like myself could
Right.
Well,
want
to an
watch.
extent. So we would
I'm
have
talking to.
all right, so when I did the Kicker, that's when I got into this. It was with the AM based tracks. You ran with amateurs, but as long as the arena was big enough, you would have a pro section. And that pro section could be a set of pro whoops. All right, so all right, I got to just work my way through this section. The rest of it I can race. Or sometimes even a showtime jump. Hey, not a problem. So that's kind of why I got more into this, because I don't have a Supercross license. I never did Supercross. And then Robbie bought this last year and goes on X Games mode with us. And I go, I'm not comfortable with doing this. So that's where, luckily, the guys at Club, they'll come let me pop in, and and Ben Graves will help me, work on sections mainly, and just trying to get comfortable with Supercross obstacles, because it's one thing to do them and it's another thing to race them.
So what I'm hearing is you're going for the new award this year of Most Improved Rider.
If they have one.
Surely
Yeah,
they'll have one.
yeah.
If they got the
They'll
best
make one for
entertainer.
you.
They'll make one.
They made one for you last year, Taco.
Honestly, I told them this year, I told Sean and them, I said, give me a mic and just put me on mic duty, like put me, give me a mic. Actually, don't even tell me what to do. Just give me a mic and let me roam. A mic and a camera and let me go.
Well, how would you do that if you're also on a bike?
Oh, you know what I mean?
I think he's talking about mains, and
Yeah.
are you going to be in those, or?
The goal is obviously to be in the mains. I've been training, I've been riding, but like I said, obviously I'm better. But obviously, if you see the whole field is better overall, so we'll see. Like I said,
well, you did that step one. You turned down the hot chocolate.
Yeah.
that Danny and I were drinking.
you
down there drinking water. So
I'm trying to drink water, no alcoholic beverages. I didn't even actually get this. So the whole 36-hour drive over here, I only cracked 1 Celsius on the last couple hours, and I only took a couple sips of it. No Red Bulls.
Wow.
I've been drinking coffee. You know how that's hard. That's hard.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh.
To drink coffee and drive across country, I needed a couple Red Bulls, but we're in the race program.
We do like Red Bull, Wes.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I love Red Bull, but I normally
Yeah, I
Or
don't
Monster.
have a problem with drinking coffee. I
Coop's
just
our
drank
monster now. I need to get
24-hour
Coop
cold
to
coffee.
send me some monsters. Yeah. He's a monster rider now.
He is.
Need a hat too.
he is.
Yeah.
But so going back to what you were saying, I think the growth over the past 12 months
Big.
is definitely exciting.
Yep.
And as a person involved with the series, I mean, the best part about being there is how excited and passionate everybody who is involved is about it.
Yeah.
And seeing these guys kind of wanting, like, the list of riders at round 1 this year compared to last year, and I'm anticipating a snowball effect from it.
Last year still had some riders.
But you are right. I now remember because you really got involved after the beginning of the year, right? So
Yeah, they did a few rounds.
And
then
I
joined.
remember you telling me that you were starting to do it, and I was like, wait, what? They've already done 3 rounds?
Yeah.
And it was like January A1 or something. And
They
I was like,
did,
what are you
in
talking
Albany,
about?
Georgia, and Albany.
Stuff like that. And you're right.
New York.
I didn't even know. But
Yeah.
as soon as I knew you got involved, I started following it a lot more closely, and obviously started seeing a lot more posts and posting stuff on Vurb because of you, which made me download Ride TV, and especially the Prescott round that happened. I think
that one
I
was
got a lot of
stacked.
people involved, and
I don't even want to talk about
I watched that one start to finish, and then watched a lot of the other rounds as I was able to here and there. So, but I was interested then, and now this feels this more stacked. It's like even now I know Saturday, even though I won't be there, it's 20 minutes away. I still think I'm going to watch it online because badass racing is badass racing.
Yep.
I think the people who watch Arenacross love Arenacross. It's if you're a racer and you just take the 20 minutes to kind of introduce yourself to watching it.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to get hooked because like we've explained and why this happens. Every time the gate drops, it's a good race.
Yeah.
Action.
And it doesn't have the glitz and
that's
glamour
right.
of Supercross, but if I mean, if you're watching Supercross for the fireworks, then that's great. But if you're like a genuine race fan,
Yeah.
I mean, this is
Every
good
race
racing.
is a good race.
Yeah, and
it's pretty easy to understand too.
you kind of
The
start off.
two
with,
people
like,
move on to the final.
Yep, the
One
guy who
person
wins
moves on to the
this,
final.
he's on.
Not 6 or 4.
If Taco takes everybody out, he moves on to the final.
And then the LCQ is almost like an intermission because it's like you watch like good legit. I feel like
Yeah.
it's like the way KP, Bitterman, Isaiah, Brees, all these guys race themselves is totally different from
It's
what we
cutthroat.
see in the LCQ.
Yeah.
LCQ
when the
is
23 is
cutthroat.
on the track. Like this
And
is
like
like
I said,
intermission.
and like I said, I'm obviously a veteran rider at this point in my life, and it's always funny when you have these younger kids who come in and they're fast, fast kids, and they were B class prodigies and they're quick on A bikes, whatever, and they haven't gotten elbowed, and they get elbowed and they get mad, and it's funny. I was telling someone, my first pro race, my buddy Robbie Marshall smoked me in a corner, my first pro race. And we come back it was an outdoor. We come back to the pit, and I go, dude. He goes, you want to race, buddy? Okay. And I go, okay. And it stuck with me in my head, And same thing. All these younger kids have never been elbowed, and then they get mad at me for getting elbowed. I go, we're in an LCQ. You have to win. Sorry, Bob.
Sorry, Bob.
I saw on Vital this week, people are like, why? Arenacross sure seems to post a lot of the crashes, but
Mainly me.
it's
Sorry, dude.
or the fights even. But I mean, it's not even a marketing gimmick. I wouldn't say it's like part of the culture. It's
Yeah.
like hockey.
Yeah.
It's just you want to make the main. It's money. You're all trying to make it.
Yeah.
Little Rubbin's racing, baby.
That's what I mean. You get taken out. I mean, like I said, it's part of it. I don't get mad.
Yeah. As long as when you're on the receiving end.
Well, no, I mean, like I said, if someone passes me and it's in a race, like I said, I'm at a point now where it's understandable. As long as they man up and come and say, "Hey, dude, good race," you know. But if they run off scared,
Does
then
it
I'll
get
probably mad.
heated?
I have a
Oh, it
question.
gets heated.
Do you feel like with some of the stuff
I got
you
heated
say,
last year with a couple people.
with some of the stuff you say and some of the moves you've made, do you feel like you have a target on your back at all?
No, I'm pretty likable.
Yeah,
I just
that's one thing you got going for you.
I have
you
some
you're
moments.
like, let it slide.
That
Look,
is- so you
I'm a genuine
mentioned-
person. I'll be cool with everyone, talk to everyone, but when it comes to an LCQ corner, sorry, Bob, coming in hot.
I'm with you, dude. I'd put
Yeah.
Danny Stu over that berm
Oh,
right
yeah.
this fucking second.
Yeah. Hey, Danny, you're my buddy, but see you later, dude.
Yep.
But you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that to KP.
No, that's my buddy.
But you just said I was your buddy.
Well, he's the champ.
You mentioned earlier that
If I'm in front of him or have a chance to elbow him, it's probably because he messed up.
you compared him to Vince earlier. But what's the difference here? Like he's out there murdering people, but he's not ripped apart online. Is that just part of being
Not
likable?
because Arenacross hasn't reached the level of notoriety quite yet. Wait until this.
We
this
have some
weekend.
haters. You always have some haters, running their mouth, and it's funny because when I was younger, that stuff used to bother me, and now I just laugh it off. You know what I mean? I'm getting to an older point where I just don't have that fight mentality of arguing with someone over a text or a keyboard message. I'm just laugh. Yeah. Unless it's you.
I'm out here hitting these whoops.
Unless
Bitch.
it's him.
Flying Taco hitting these whoops.
Big smoke. 32-1
in the mix.
in the mix.
All right. Well, if you're calling it right now, championship. Who gets it?
I'm going KP, obviously. Go.
Danny wants to change up. He wants KP to win, or he
I'll tell you.
No, honestly, I don't want to see him clinch it 2 weeks early.
yeah.
I'll tell you what.
I'm with you. Come down to the final round.
Like
Maybe the last race.
You've been in this position plenty where we work with the riders so closely that it's hard to be like.
Yeah.
We would when we were doing Motospite, you shoot all day with Coop that night. You're like, man, I want Coop to win. And then like you go shoot with somebody else, and it's like you see everything they put into it, and it's
Yeah.
like, man, it'd be cool to see him to win. And then at the end of the week, you realize that you've just thought to yourself, like, man, I want all these guys to win. So, I mean, Bitterman's putting his everything into it. Clark has made some major changes. I really am interested to see Lesher. And then there's so many other guys who I don't know what to expect.
And even so, going back to the inverse start, like there's a lot of people that could win.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are going to win race nights. KP's just like so consistent. He's got the mental game so dialed. And he's got as far as the mental game, the confidence. He knows that he's going to be there every week.
Yeah.
And
KP is, he's
It's kind of like the Hunter Lawrence thing. He
I was just
doesn't
gonna
mind taking
compare
third,
him-
like
I was
whatever
just going to
third.
compare him to the Lawrences, like, and also they don't need to win by 20 seconds. Like Kyle just does what he does, and his only focus really is the end result, the championship.
I was gonna say, so just being around KP, obviously he's my buddy, and I've been riding with him at club a little, And we hang out, and it's funny because, I start to bring things up that might bother me. Like, oh, man, there's going to be these riders. This guy's going to show up. And he goes, yeah, whatever, And he doesn't overthink anything. He goes, he's going there to race. It doesn't matter who shows up. And what was the biggest thing I saw is like Prescott Valley last year is, it was a stacked crew that showed up. And he was out there right in the front. Like, and in his mentality, it doesn't matter. He's there to win. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who shows up. This is his stadium. So it's pretty cool to see that kind of a sick side of him that, you don't really notice, until you see it. So.
But he also just is that good. I think he's underrated.
Oh, he is.
Like, he's
he
that good to where he just knows.
Yeah, he doesn't doubt himself, though, is what I like. Is that, he goes there. It doesn't matter who shows up on the gate, right? He's going.
Like, I wonder who it would take to show up that would rattle him a little bit. Because, like, who showed up do you think would make him nervous? And also, they were there for one night.
They don't. But when they rattle him, they pull a darker side of him out, which you don't see. So B-Ray last year, B-Ray ran him high. KP was pissed. Yeah. And I think he had words for B-Ray, which is like, KP, you've never seen
unheard
it.
Of.
And like I said, he's got like a sick side of him that he don't need to use, but he can use it. You know. And like I said, it's pretty cool to see. But even Bitterman, which round was it last year that I pulled a whole shot?
Hobbs.
I made the main, so let's see, the second inverted start, I pulled a whole shot.
How scary
We're
is that?
in the lead.
Bad news for the rest of the
I
field.
was like, let me just get to the finish line.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one had the goofy layout where it's the awkward right-hander all the way around the back.
Yeah.
Goofy, like one line, roll, like just, I don't even know why it's even there. Bad track layout. Anyways, and Bitterman tried to shotgun under me, and I kind of started to wash a little. Like, I would have saved it, but I washed, and he shotgunned under me and smokes me, dude. I think we both crashed on the first lap, okay? And all he had to do was wait for it to jump the catapult, and it was a right. He could have jumped it, stood me high, took the lead. I could have rode second, let KP by right there, the next turn.
Could have gotten in third place.
Yeah, then I think, who else? I think Preston Taylor's. There was a couple guys, but, I'm, as a veteran rider, I'm kind of usually pretty good at kind of getting out of those guys' way.
Yeah.
But the guys I race with, I'm not getting out of their way, obviously. But yeah, Bitterman took us out, dude. They didn't even have it on camera. They didn't change the angle.
Danny.
They didn't change the angle from the first
I got it on camera.
Oh, you did?
You have it?
From
so you can't see it.
Blocks.
Yeah.
I followed it. I just see heads go down.
The
and
TV
then
guys,
picking his bike
so
up.
they have us coming through the rhythm this way. And then there's a turn. They're supposed to switch cameras. No one switched.
Jeez.
So you don't even see that
big
we
upgrades
crashed.
to the program this year. Big upgrades to the program.
Yeah.
They'll be able to replay all the different camera angles.
Didn't even see
Arenacross All Access, new and improved broadcast.
But see, even that's funny because me and Bitterman are buddies, and we're like, I'm like, dude, and he's like, dude.
Yeah, he
So
was
what do you-
gutted, but he handled it.
But anyways, that night though, Bitterman was on a tear to win. Like he was fast enough to win, and he got a little quick with it, and like I said, he shouldn't have got that quick with me. He should have known I would have got out of his way.
I am curious when a racing incident like that does happen. Do you always say something to the other rider like "What the hell, dude"? Or do you sometimes?
I wasn't even mad. Yeah, in that situation, like I said, it was a mutual mess up there. So you know what I mean. I said I started to watch.
Did he scream something at you, or do you guys just both pick up?
No,
your bike
I think he even knew he messed up. I think, and like I said, I knew that.
So he doesn't say sorry, Taco.
And, no, I mean, even I was like, dude, what the. I had the whole shot. He goes, I know, dude. I go, come on.
That's not in the moment, though. That's after the race.
Yeah, I go, you couldn't let me get to the finish line, dude.
Yeah.
Just to the finish line. Just come across.
Well, even right after the race, he's like, I got tacoed. Like, joking about it.
Yeah,
that should be the Arenacross t-shirt. I got tacoed.
That'd be a good one.
Making moves.
Making moves. But yeah,
most sold t-shirt award.
Like I said, I've been buddies with most of these guys, and it's all respect, and we usually have mutual respect. So
I mean, that's Arenacross though.
Yeah.
Everybody's buddies. I mean, the riders, the staff.
No, I mean it's wasted energy to not be buddies. Just sometimes you get into a race, a moment where shit happens.
Yeah. So Dan, going back to MotoSpy, just let you guys know we did do Red Bull MotoSpy from 2000, whenever we started in 16 to Tristan Charbonneau's first race ever is when we started it at Hangtown.
Hangtown, yep.
And then to the most recent year, whatever that was. Anyways, Danny Stu always been right here with me doing it, and if we were to do that for Arenacross, do you think it'd actually be a more entertaining product? It'd be like less serious and like way more drama.
It would be. Well, you could almost have two, like you would have quite the variety to it. Like I was saying earlier, you've got like the real serious aspect of racing, and then like a lot of tension and almost
I'm
like
not
comical
familiar with
takeouts.
what you guys are talking about. Yeah. What is this?
It's a dirt bike show.
The Moto Spy?
Oh my! You never watched Moto Spy?
I'm not a good studier.
Oh my gosh!
This guy.
Hey, it's
not a
all
good
right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously why Red Bull canned it because no one was watching.
No, I'm just not.
Yeah, because the guy named Taco in North
I'm
Carolina
not a guy
wasn't
that
tuning
like.
in.
I have trouble even
Do
staying
you at least know what
focused.
vurbmoto is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, big
Good.
Vurb guy.
All right,
right?
good, sweet.
So get this. Actually, the classic I came to the second day.
Yeah.
And I was about
the rainy day.
20 minutes out, and
Yeah.
it was raining.
Yeah.
And as a vet rider on a two-stroke, I just
Yeah.
said, you know what? Let's
Yeah.
just. Yeah. And then it turns out being.
It ended up
Eddie,
actually
Eddie
being
Ray.
really good.
Eddie
Yeah.
Ray did the full track prep. So
Yeah.
he told me I messed up.
Saturday was badass though.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry to go back to Arenacross. I do have one quick question. You've been down at club recently?
Yep.
How is Brighton Carroll looking?
Brighton Carroll is long hair 483, I believe.
Yeah.
He's riding good. I believe when I rode with him, it was his first day back. But he was riding good. I mean, he jumps right in, you know. Actually, he helped me jump the triple. I followed him off
Nice
the triple.
guy. Nice guy.
But, you know, like it's weird. Like I said, I've been racing dirt bikes forever. But, you know, Supercross is intimidating. You know, basic jumps that, you know, you wouldn't think would scare you or intimidate you, like a Supercross triple did. So I followed him off of it. And
Jaden
then
Smart did it on a 65. I mean, no big deal.
I only landed in the corner, but I mean, we made it.
So how does he compare?
So wait, you
against
overjumped the
Isaiah?
shit out of it?
Yeah. It's the easiest triple, actually. Like, it's an on-off into a triple that these guys push through like
Yeah.
a small double. Like, their rhythms,
No,
their
you
one
told
rhythm.
me that story before that happened before I got down there, and he arrived the day that I got there.
That was the first day.
He wasn't riding that day that I was there.
The-
So how many
the
triples
first day
have you
he rode.
overjumped in the
first
last
day
2
he
weeks?
rode?
That's why he needed new wheel bearings, Dan.
Oh my god! So you OJ'd
Listen.
another jump? Because when I got down there, you told me how you just followed some dude off it, and I forget if you OJ'd it or tripled it, but you blamed it about on the guy pushing through. How many?
That was on the two-stroke. That was the catapult.
So, man,
The
jumping is
catapult-
hard for you,
So-
Taco.
no, so
I
they're-
thought they called you the Flying Taco because you hit big jumps.
Look, I'm a ski jump kind of guy, okay? I'm a big, wide
single.
open jump, you know,
He's got
where
all,
we're
he's
going
got
for
all
distance.
these stories about how he's followed people
Listen,
off
this
jumps,
whole
and it
vertical
never
evil
goes
Knievel.
well.
This whole vertical thing, it just freaks me out a little bit, you know? I'm a long jumper, you know?
He's a whoops guy now. Like I said, whoop monster here. Taco short. All right, so just answer me. How is he stacked up against Isaiah and Bitterman? We'll work our way up.
We were doing B group section work. He wasn't hammering motos with the boys, but obviously outdoors, I believe he was had some top 10s, right?
I mean, outdoors he's crazy
rips.
fast, but he's got such a loose style. And I even said to him, "How's that going to translate to Supercross? Because you are never
Yeah,
aligned
so
with the
like
bike.
I said,
Your
I
hips
didn't-
are this way or that way." So
I didn't
I'm
ride with him
curious
that
to see
much.
the loose riding
and
style in
the,
Arenacross.
And the club guys, obviously, it's like I said, very intimidating to even show up because me at club on Supercross, there's one guy that me and him are similar with on that. A foreign guy, I forgot where he's from, I believe Puerto Rico or somewhere. And then you have, just all the big dogs that ride that track a couple days a week.
Yeah.
And they go out and their sight lap is they're still jumping everything, you know what I mean? And they're doing lap times in motos, right? And me, I'm still working sections. We're still just trying to piece together this track. And then their main track has 2.5 extra lanes, to even remember. It's a huge Supercross track. And so we're just worrying about the jumps, like J-Bone says. Just do the jumps.
So what you're telling me is you wouldn't be a good Supercross rider because you couldn't remember the sections.
Not with if I had a year on
To
Supercross
learn one track.
No, just
Sounds that way.
so.
Man,
like
I keep forgetting what the lane is.
He needs to follow somebody off every
All
jump.
right. So listen, every time I go to club, okay, there's 3 Supercross tracks. 3. Okay?
Yeah.
Usually every time I go there, I'm on a different track, right? I'm just trying to learn the sections. And then one day I'm on my 2-stroke, next day I'm on my 250F. So, then we got different suspension settings, and it's just
New
it's a
wheel
lot
bearings.
of variables. It's a lot of variables, you know?
Yeah.
Now, if you put me on the
Different jets.
same track, same suspension, and give me a couple weeks, we can hit all the sections. Now, our lap
As long as you
times-
can remember them.
yeah, lap times, we're going to still work on that, Like right now we're 3 and out. We're 3 out guy, okay? But obviously we need to have some more threes in the middle of that.
Okay. Yeah.
So no insight on Brighton because I'm trying to figure out what
he's
the
driving
battle
here. I
is
know
going
that.
to be. I know.
He's driving here?
Yeah, he was driving here. It was funny because he was going
Arenacross
from
guys are
club.
crazy.
He was going from club to wherever he's from up north. I think coming back to club and then driving all the way here with one of his buddies.
Yeah, he's got a rough schedule he's working on right now.
Yeah. So, but no, he's cool. Like I said, he's definitely helpful. I've seen him rip outdoors, and like I said, he usually gets right in with the club guys and does all the jumps.
Yeah.
So he should be good.
Brighton's from the Northeast, right?
Yeah, I believe.
He always comes up for the main event.
I think in 2015 we met him at New Jersey Motorsports Park with J-Law.
Yes,
Would
that
that
sounds
make
about
sense?
right. Yep.
And we
He's
did.
got long hair, flows with it. Yeah.
He would have been a lot. Obviously, that was almost 10 years
Dude,
ago,
he
so
was
he would have been a lot
chunky.
young.
He was not
chunky.
the same person
And I
he is
remember
now.
Jay telling me that, like, watch for this kid. We did a motorsport amateur spotlight video with him. So it's funny. I remember hearing his name last year and then seeing him outdoors, and I was like, "There's no way this is the same kid." But he was 48 then.
Yeah.
Obviously the same guy. So this is crazy. It comes full circle.
Yeah, he was 48 and twice the size.
Yeah, it's crazy. So and Jay.
That makes sense.
J-Law was his kind of his mentor. So speaking of, we don't have J-Law this weekend, boys. That's kind of sad. He'd probably be right here with us too, playing Counter-Strike later on with us.
Counter-Strike. Wow, that's a legendary game. That's
Jay was good at that game back in the day. But
apparently
it's
he might
bummer,
miss some, yeah.
bummer, sad. What are you guys feeling about the J-Law not coming?
Bummed. I didn't know if I expected him to make it through the whole season, but I did think he'd make it
To the first round at
I
least.
thought he would make it to the season.
Yeah.
Just bummed. I mean, like I was pretty excited.
The way he said, "Bum."
I'm just bummed.
But
dude.
I hear that he's maybe going to come to a couple of them just to show up.
He's riding in two-stroke, right?
I don't know if he's doing that. The last I seen, he was riding at a local track near me.
Jed's track.
Yeah, Jed Drive, MX 421.
Jed won a award at the Classic this year.
Yeah,
Good
and then
guy.
I believe he's riding in Cowie. That's Jed's or somebody. And
he's kind of like you. I'm pretty sure he rides whatever bike he can actually get
Jed,
on.
Yeah, Jed said he's going to show up to a couple, do a couple of this, couple of that. So it sounds like a loose program, but that's fitting.
So he was riding at Club. Did you get to see him ride at all?
No, I didn't go when he rode at Club. And then I know the boys said he rode the sand track mostly, I believe, and then finally stepped into the Supercross track and started to kind of get that feeling. But then I think it was just as quick. Yeah.
What was the word on the street? Was like I'm sure it would have taken him a while to get acquainted to a Supercross track, especially Arenacross maybe a little bit faster. But like, did he still have speed on outdoors? Do you know?
I think from what I heard, it sounded like he was just out of shape. You know what I mean? As far as,
I mean, of course, how couldn't he be?
As far as like putting a lap together, but
Right.
obviously, his skill level's there.
Yeah.
So
that's what I mean. He still had the skill level.
Yeah, I'm sure he still had the skill level. But like I said, even him being as good as he was once to jump on a bike and jump on a Supercross track, you're not just doing it. You know what I mean?
I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You're not doing that.
So,
Unless you're Ricky Carmichael. I have actually seen him.
Really? Suit up and go?
When we did some of the Triumph stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, you want a warm-up lap? Nah. We're like...
Did you see the video of, was it Wyndham? I think Wyndham was coaching someone.
Oh, yeah, and then
does it drag him back?
Yeah.
Clothes, no helmets, dragon backs right off. It's a little whiskey, little taco front and high.
A little.
That's kind of like me out there on the track, front and high, but he saved it.
I was wondering if that was actually him or if it was like a meme joke or something, and I was like, nope, it's actually him, huh?
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, that was a funny video to watch because that's just a goat move there.
So knowing your skill level, had J-Law showed up this weekend, and let's just say he finally did get to the Arenacross track, Supercross track, got down the whoops, got a little bit of fitness in him, would he have been able to qualify?
Versus me or just in general? Like I said,
I mean, I just think coming from your perspective and knowing where you're at, how much you've dedicated to, how good a shape you're in, and you've done this series last year.
Like I said, J-Law is obviously a sick dude on a dirt bike. So I think with the right, pre-race work, I think he could have been.
No, but
I think with the right track, because from what I gathered when he was on Supercross, he didn't want to hit the big rhythms. He didn't want to hit the big lines.
That's me too. I'm a double guy. I'm doubling through there.
So there's some tracks that are more basic. Like
yes,
if we were in
that's
Salem,
what I like.
if we were in Salem and he had to do the whoops, left-hander, triple out, he's not going to consider that.
Yeah. So
But
see,
then
I'm a 2-3 out guy, you know?
Yeah.
Where, that's where you're going to have the fast guys, even in a basic, a basic 5-jump section, where KP and Bitterman and those guys, they will 3 up, and there was even one at Next Level when I rode the other week where Bitterman, it was I believe it's 2 3s technically, and then a 5, and then a 3-3. So, it's the third one's the bigger, and I was going 2-3, the basic line, and he was able to, start popping up over that, which, is quicker. And that's where confidence and being, comfortable with everything, that's where I don't know if J-Law would do that versus, the basic 2-3 line.
Right.
But that
Tulsa
wasn't the worst time, though, you know what I mean? I could still be close to Bitterman on that track.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
So probably wouldn't have qualified for this first round is what you guys are saying. But
No, actually, because I was just we were on the track with Vernon McKitty there, who was trying to figure out, all right, there's a little bit of a spacing gap here.
section,
So we're going to have to modify this, and we're kind of talking about should we make it this rhythm or that rhythm, and what we landed on should have a pretty good, do you call it a 3 or a 4 into the turn?
That's technically a 4, I believe. It's a table and then 2 singles. I believe we're calling that a 4.
That's another debate that's going on this week. I call that a quad.
Yeah,
All right,
quad.
so
Kevin Kelly says it's a triple because he does not consider a tabletop a double. But it's 3 landings.
Yeah. Yeah, but so this weekend it's interesting what VMAC's going to make because his design base was based off a little more space than he actually had when he got to the venue.
Yeah.
So he was having to shorten up the rhythm, which is good for me because that rhythm should be not so hard to do, you know what I mean? Where I think before it had a couple 3s in it.
Yeah.
Where now I believe it's going to have 1 if you're the fast guys, you have 3 on maybe. Or like he's saying where you can 2 and maybe quad. But that's not my line, my line's a 2 table single.
Danny, you would definitely double quad.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just roll.
Roll.
Yeah.
Roll.
So what you're saying is J-Law wouldn't have liked that section.
It would have been a tough week.
And then obviously
But I did think about it, and like from the
the
footage I
dirt's
saw,
soft though too. Yeah.
like a Tulsa track, if like he was saying 2-3, he would have made it. Like it would have been cool to have
Yeah.
seen J-Law.
Yeah.
I almost would have been afraid that round 1 would have discouraged him.
That's what I was going to say. I think
Because,
he probably
like,
would have come here and
Obviously, he's got
It's the first round stacked. Yeah.
a lot of expectations, and then probably his own expectations.
and so many eyeballs, dude.
And in the eyeballs and like the critics that he deals with, and like, yeah, people like he was whatever in the past. Like I don't know. I was young enough to not really care much about the other stuff. I just loved the way the dude rode, and I just kind of wanted to see him back out there. So I was like, man, I don't know. I hope he comes in with low expectations and like builds. But at this point, I mean, woulda, shoulda, coulda.
I mean, I was hyped that he did the GNCC, just seeing the guy back on a dirt bike and how
Yeah.
much, like, it's crazy the fan base that he still has. He's a good dude for, everything he's been through, for him to be back and being a good person and racing dirt bikes again. Great
He
seeing
brings
him.
personality. That's
And he
what
brings
people want.
personality. And I was so hyped to see him do it. And like you said, I definitely thought he would be discouraged this first round. And who knows if that happened, if he continued. Guess we'll never know at this point. But
And like I said, I was bummed when I found out he wasn't coming. But now we're here, and we're looking at this list of guys who are here. And, like, the reason I was asking about Brighton was to, instead of talking about title contenders, like, just who's actually going to be battling for the lead this weekend. Isaiah, Clark, Bitterman, Peters, Lesher, Ryan Brees,
Taco.
A-Rod.
Stacked.
A-Rod. That's
Taco.
6
A-Rod's
guys.
coming.
Taco.
Yeah, and Taco. So I guess we'll make it 7 guys.
A-Rod's coming, huh?
That's a good race. He's coming in place of Jay Owen. They feel
Oh,
that
is
A-Rod-
that so?
when
Someone
Chase-
posted a picture. It was like 2 Yamahas and a KTM. Is that what A-Rod's riding? Someone posted this.
I don't know what the picture was, dude. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know. I think it was like a Rock River guy. It was
But
like a Rock
we've
River
got,
guy.
with Taco included, we've got, I think, 7 race. I mean, but I'm leaving guys out.
Yeah.
But those
That's
are the
what I
guys
mean.
who, like,
There's-
I legitimately,
I'm not familiar with Chandler Baker.
like, there's a ton of guys who I think are going to be front runners and they'll win. And, like, especially in the inverted starts, they're going to definitely make it hard for those 6 guys to make the way to the front. But those are 6 guys that I think are going to be lining up sitting there with the mentality that like I'm gonna win this, and then there's a ton of guys who are, I think, very confident that they'll be podium contenders. And I haven't seen Crockett Myers ride in a while.
Yep.
So like
I don't think I mentioned him. That's cool as shit.
He's Cowie, right?
Like, am I an idiot for thinking like he could be a massive wild card? Because
100%. He's always been
Like,
so fast.
I saw him ride.
And he's working with Mike Alessi, Holeshot
Mr.
King?
Holshot. Yes, I saw them riding.
Oh wait, I creeped his Instagram. Yeah, I remember this because him
Number
and Alessi
411
were battling.
dog?
Him and Alessi were battling on
Really?
something. Yeah,
on like a practice track, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alessi's still
But
fast
so
as shit.
I
but-
haven't
whoever
seen
filmed it
Crockett
from
ride in a
like
while.
across.
I saw that. Yeah, I
across
was like,
the
dang,
whole
can we
place,
get
like-
some better
You're like-
video here?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah. I mean, like I said, Devin Harriman.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Harriman. Wait,
You
he's
got
not
some
even
good
on here.
Supercross dudes in there.
And then there's another one who. So I guess I'm kind of an idiot for not knowing. There was a guy.
Yeah, Harriman's not on there, is he?
Find me a West Coast guy who does. Oh, Slade Varola.
Slade Varola, 45.
So
I mean, there's a lot of guys on here like that are this side of the world. Like I don't even know them.
That's good. Honestly, you guys are going to have some epic ass racing this weekend.
yeah, there's a lot.
This is exciting.
It's like going into any season opener where you've got so many guys who could win.
Yeah.
And then there's a ton of guys who are going to be on the
Well,
podium.
I
So
can
it's
definitely
gonna
tell
be
you.
a shit show.
I can tell you this, Dan, without a doubt, this will be the best new Arenacross series that we've seen to date.
Yep.
100%.
Because we're only 2 years in, and look at this lineup.
Definitely. Did you see the podium?
I saw it being built. We've got
They're going big.
podium.
They're going
start
big.
structure.
What award are you going to win this weekend then? Do they have weekly awards now?
It's a 2-tier podium, I think.
Whoa.
How are you gonna get up there? You said,
You use your wings to get up there.
Is it a
Taco.
ladder?
Like, you won't be going, so don't
or
worry.
a forklift? I'm just gonna stare at it from the GA level.
Unless they give you a mic to help call the races when
They
when
should.
the gate drops for the main.
And me and Wes Kane, we'd really have it firing off, you know.
That sounds like a good duo.
Yeah.
All right, well, you guys got me hyped. Taco, you still got to do bike work. You still got to go work out.
I was gonna
It's
try to gym, bike work.
9:20. You just drove 38 hours
we
straight.
should probably just rest.
Whoa, you were real ambitious an hour
yeah.
ago. What happened?
Come on. We even gave
You
you
know,
an
I
espresso
didn't-
shot.
Yeah, the espresso wore off quick, boys. I'm gonna have to crack open a Celsius, but no, we're
Well,
trying
luckily
to
you're
keep
only
it
15,
racing.
you're only 15 minutes from here, dude.
Yeah, you said 15. He said 15. It took me 22 minutes,
Traffic can be a.
and it
All right,
took me
well, it
through
was
the
kind of a bad
city
spot.
of
Nampa.
Nampa.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where we live.
Yeah, and
Nampa.
but
It's like
but-
Tampa with an N.
yeah, like I said, we got some jetting and wheel bearings to figure out, and
But that's a tomorrow thing.
tires. But I'm paying someone to do that. We don't need any more arm pump. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, you ever do tires? Arm pump.
Yeah,
well-
I did one. That was enough to realize
I'm
not
actually
doing more.
I'm very good at changing tires.
I'm not.
Someone showed me the secret once, and I still have it
I
down.
was down at Next Level the other week, and Eddie Ray, I
Yep.
forgot, used to be a pro tire changer. He says, "Let me get a hold of that." I said,
Oh,
"Go
shit.
get on in there, Eddie Ray."
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
I said, "Yes, sir."
Well, you boys have me hyped.
Yes.
I'm coming Friday. I'm watching it Saturday on arenacrossallaccess.com, and I'm using my code
Taco23.
Taco23, dude. I'm watching it.
I don't know if it's actually a discount for you, but
I don't care. You get $5.
Even if it's not a discount,
I'm
if you're
getting
gonna
$5.
if you want to watch, you can use the code.
And support
Get
Flying
this
Taco.
man a
here.
latte.
Yeah.
Wake
Yeah.
him up a little bit.
I like it.
And
well,
yeah, maybe we'll get out of that GA flight back by the
Nah,
in the
dude,
very
live it.
back middle.
live it, dude. By the bathroom, middle seat. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
I don't know why they say it, but yeah, Arenacross, catch the fever.
That sounds like a sickness.
I mean, that's what they say. I don't know why they say it, but I've been hearing that all the time.
Catch the fever, huh?
Danny, I would normally have rollout music, but because Crane took my laptop, I
Yeah.
don't have all the normal technological things
What's
that I
Crane
have.
doing with your laptop?
I
We all
also
know he doesn't
I
edit.
also don't have a tripod and a camera. There's a lot of things going wrong here.
You're gonna have to start singing.
I'm
That's
just gonna
what he's
press
saying.
all these buttons and just see what they do. Okay, there we go.
Can I press one?
Yeah.
All right, I don't hear anything.
You don't hear anything.
It sounds like the
I
Freddy
unplug it?
vs. Jason audio. You just like.
All right, what a night, boys. Vanilla Racing Broadcast, episode 17. Danny Stewart. We got the Flying Taco, FLYN_Taco on the gram. You on the talk too? TikTok?
Dude, I'm too old for that stuff. I
Same.
can't figure it out. I
Same.
can't figure it out. It's
Just
too many
wondering,
apps.
just
you know?
wondering, just
too
wondering.
many apps. Between that and Tinder, Instagram and Tinder, I can't keep up.
Tinder, I forgot about that.